Continue. Okay. And then
Alrighty, so we're recording. Okay, so you guys, I'm so excited about going over this point system with you guys for Power Hour today. So this point system will be something that is launched literally as of September 1st. So we have less than 24 hours until this is launched. But the PDF is in the process of being created, and there's also going to be a little sheet that you can actually fill in on a weekly basis so that you can track all of this stuff. So those will be coming to you guys very, very soon. But I wanted to at least roll this out so you guys have an idea and the seed is planted on what we're doing. So first and foremost, this point system is going to accumulate points for you to get free samples. Those free samples are going to allow you to put that back into your business. And right now, the samples are in production, so we do not have those right this very second, but I want you guys to at least accumulate these points over this next month so that the second we have samples in hand, we can get those in your hands. So that's the goal of all of this. Now, all of these points are centered around high payoff activities and activities that are going to help you grow your business as fastest. So I'm going to go over some of these points, and if you guys want to write them down, that would be great. And then I can also drop them in the chat as I'm talking, just so you can kind of get an idea of what things look like. So first things first, and I actually added this to the point system less than like an hour ago because I was like, there's so many high payoff activities, but if you're not doing them in the right energy, then you need to make sure that that is added. So first and foremost, you get a point for being in the green zone. And that is like, that prefaces everything before you go do activity. I want you in a good high vibe energy state. I do not want you doing this activity in a low vibe, make it happen, lack-minded, anything energy state, or you're not going to get anywhere. So first and foremost, get in the green zone. If you don't know what that is, it's just a chart that I created that basically has high vibe emotions, middle vibe emotions, and low vibe emotions. The high vibe emotions are green, the middle vibe emotions are yellow, and the low vibe emotions are red. You want to stay out of the red as much as possible and in the green as much as possible, because we all have a return to sender on our energy at all times. This is, what we put out comes back. It's not the first time we've heard this. We've heard it, over and over and over again. But in this business, you are going to rendezvous with the same people, situations, and circumstances that are on the same wavelength as you. You just will. I've watched it happen over the last decade in my business. The people that are in the highest vibe states, they rendezvous with those people that are on that same page all of the time. The people that are on those lower, vibrations, they tend to rendezvous with those people too. And company, misery likes company. There's just something interesting about that, but it works in reverse as well. So same thing, I gave this example before. When it rains, it pours. Somebody in the red zone created that, but it can also rain and pour in the green. It can rain and pour really incredible things all day long too. It doesn't have to just be when it rains, it pours bad things. So I want it to rain and pour in your business, and I want it to rain and pour all incredible synchronicities around good people, situations, and circumstances. And you've got to be on that same wavelength for that to unfold. So first and foremost, you get a point for being in the green zone. Now, this point system is based on, you want to accumulate about 5 to 7 points a day. You want to accumulate over 25 a week. So I did this around a 5-day kind of a work week. If you want, don't make your minimums your maximums. If you want to go max out and do, I definitely want to come up with something for the person that gets the most points per week. But I really want you to also be consistent in this too. So I don't want there to be this, oh my God, I have to go get 150 points this week. No, because then you're going to be burnt out next week. I want you to be consistent and persistent with a good attitude throughout the week, and just do those daily activities so that they compound. So getting in the green zone first. So 1 point, I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys can see it. Getting in green zone. So AKA high vibe energy state. Second, sharing information with a prospect. So this is taking somebody from not knowing about HempSmart to knowing about HempSmart. So you're going to get 1 point for making that exposure. You're going to get 2 points for making a second exposure. I would love for you to do 2 exposures a day, 5 days a week. That's like the most ideal. The goal in this is to have 10 people in play. So 2 a day, 10 in play. 2 a day, 10 in play. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over again. It's easy to do. It's easy not to do. Like, it's not going to make or break your business if you go do 2 a day today, but it's also not going to make or break your business if you don't go do 2 a day today. But if you did 2 a day compounded for the next month, your funnel and your pipeline would be so full of potential prospects. It'd be ridiculous. It's the compound effect. So having 10 people in play is 10 people that have said, I'm really interested. I want more information. They're going through the exposure process. Those 10 people in play, I've literally mapped this out statistically. You will 100% sign up at least 1 to 3 customers or distributors per month if you have 10 people in play at all times. So if you have, a couple that end up signing up or dropping off, cool, replace them. 10 in play doesn't take like 2 seconds to create that. It actually takes a little bit of time because you have to kind of compound and go through some numbers to get those 10 people that are interested. So, but the goal is to have those 10 people interested and never dip down below that. Does that make sense? Okay. So 2 a day, 10 in play, 2 a day, 10 in play. You're going to hear me say that a lot. So 1 point equals 1 exposure. 1 exposure is taking one person from not knowing to knowing about HempSmart. And then, to add them into your 10 in play list, they have to be interested. So I want to do 2 a day. So 2 a day is the goal. 2 a day is the goal. So you want to get 2 points for sharing information with people per day. That is the goal. Okay. 1 point getting in the green, 2 points minimum a day to go out there and make your exposures. Then we've got follow-ups. So 1 point for follow-up. If you're doing your exposures, then following up is just going to be very organic. The next thing is the weekly Monday training. So 1 point. You guys all get a point for being on. 1 equals weekly training. Okay. And then 10 pages, 1 point. So everything is basically 1 point, just so you guys know. I just want you to do 2 exposures per day. So that would accumulate to 2. So 1 point for 10 pages of a good book. This is not a, like, let me go read a novel. This is like personal development, something that's going to help you grow in your business and your life. So if you need a book list, I have 150 titles I could give you from my Kindle or Audible. I'm putting 1 point equals 10 pages of I'm going to put PD, personal development book, or 30 minutes of an audio. So I am an audio girl. I read on occasion, but I really love listening to audios when I'm getting ready, when I'm getting in the shower, when I'm making food, whatever that is. It's like drive time university. I've always got a good audio playing. So if you guys need any recommendations on that, the reason that I was able to create what I did create in network marketing is because of this. I was 21 years old when I was introduced to the industry. I was 23 when I was introduced to the first company that I actually ran with. And when I ran with that company, I was at 23, I had the top level of the company, but I had been introduced to personal development at such a young age that for 2.5 years, nobody saw how much I was reading, I was studying, I was understanding, I was learning, I was going to workshops, I was doing everything that I could to pour into myself. So I was not the average 23-year-old. I was 23, like, that had probably digested more information than most people at 35 years old, just because I was introduced and I understood the concept of growing and learning and developing myself and understanding people. And there's so many incredible books out there that will help you really understand yourself, but then also be able to communicate with people in a better way. So I was diving into that stuff. If you guys aren't doing any personal development, it's almost like we walk around into the world, and especially in today's day and age, let's just be honest, it is so easy to pour in clean water or to pour in dirty water into our brains. So easy. You turn on the news, you turn on the radio, you turn on anything. You have a basic conversation with most individuals just in reality these days, and you're having a dirty water conversation. I mean, it is what it is. It's bad news, and the craziness of the world is what sells, and it's what you see everywhere right now. So you've got to take an opportunity out of your day to pour in clean water, to dilute all of that dirty water. If you don't, then you're going to walk around with a little negative subconscious, and you're not going to see things in the way of a proactive, human being. You're going to see things in more of a reactive way. And so if you want reacting, responding, there's two ways to kind of live your life: proactively or reactively. And if you are a proactive human being, you are going to move 10 times further in your life and business than if you are reacting to every last thing that happens. It's the same thing with the green zone chart. Most people live in the yellow, and that's what's comfortable for them. And so something good happens, they're in the green. Something bad happens, they're in the red. Something good happens, they're in the green. It's just a roller coaster of emotions. If you're living in a green state, if you're in that green kind of energy, things will hit you, but you're like, I wonder how this is serving me. I wonder why this is happening right now. I wonder how I can grow from this. You're asking yourself proactive questions instead of completely reacting and then dipping right back down to the red. So personal development is what will get you kind of primed for your day. If you take that 30 minutes out of your day to read a good book or to listen to a good audio, you are literally setting your brain up in a direction to be proactive for the rest of the day. It's mind blowing. And when you are proactive for the rest of the day, you will see opportunity in things that most people don't see opportunity in, and you will take advantage of certain opportunities that most people won't. So I can honestly say that this is probably my favorite point. I think it should be weighted 100 points because it's the only thing that I think is really going to make or break you in your business. If person A, distributor A, comes to me and they're doing personal development, and distributor B comes to me and they're not, and both are doing the exact same activity, person A is going to get 100 times further than person B in life and in business. I promise you, I've watched it across the board. So taking that opportunity every single day to grow, you're growing or you're dying. That's it. We're just like plants, growing or dying. It's the only two things. So I want to make sure that we're growing on this line because it's the only way to really grow a massive business as well. So 1 point for personal development. And then product samples. So obviously right now we don't have product samples as far as like tiny little ones that we can give to people, but that doesn't mean that you can't sample something out to someone in some way. So I'm sure you guys have gotten creative over the years. So you sampled things out in ways that you possibly can right now until we have those samples in hand for you. But that is also a point. So 1 point equals product sample. Okay. I am going to add some more points later on when I give you guys more resources and infrastructure, but all of that's in the works right now. And then the last point is going to be post something HempSmart related on your social media. So if you have social media, you can get a point by posting something HempSmart related. Now, if you need some help on what do we post, what do I say, any of that stuff, that is a really, really great thing to reach out to us for. And we can give you guys some great, honestly, if you just go to HempSmart's Instagram, you go to the Facebook page, it's really, really easy to find resources to share. But this is something that you definitely want to get more adjusted to and used to doing. So 1 point, post on social media about HempSmart. Now, here's the thing about this. You don't want to be a HempSmart page because then people are like, this person's just trying to sell something. You obviously need to do 80% of posting about life. So whether it be positive quotes or the sunset or a picture with your family or something fun that you can add value to people in some way when it comes to health and wellness, since that's the industry that you're in. When you can add those types of posts in there and then you post a HempSmart thing, or maybe you post a quick little picture of you dropping the droppers under your tongue, or maybe you post a fun little recipe on how you're adding it into your salad, or maybe you post something about maybe a testimonial from one of your customers saying something like, but maybe it'll just be a quote from your customers saying, oh my gosh, I just got this testimonial back from one of my customers. They are loving this new brain supplement, something like that. And then people will be like, what brain supplement is that? And so those are the types of posts that I'm talking about to make sure that I don't just like spam your network. Actually put a little bit of thought into it. And if you need help with that, we can definitely give you help on that. But posting on social media will give you 1 point. So this is the points so far that we are going to be working with. When we have a couple more things in place for you guys, I'm going to be adding, like I said, but right now the goal is to do 5 to 7 I'm going to put this 5 to 7 points a day. Now, again, don't make your minimums your maximums. This is just a little bit of a benchmark to start getting used to, not necessarily something where it's like, oh my gosh, like make or break, but I want to build some consistency as far as doing some activity goes. Now, over 25 plus points a week is the goal. And when you do this, and we're going to have a little tracker, but when you do this, you're going to be tracking this and posting it in the Facebook feed, the Hemp Smart Facebook feed. And when you post it in there, obviously this is an honor system. You got to be, you know, real. And the only person you're cheating is yourself, really, because at the end of the day, like, we know if your business isn't growing, then you're probably not doing the points. So it, you know, but that only reflects back in your business, and we just want to help move your business forward. So with that being said, when that tracker goes up on a weekly basis, then we're going to be, you know, giving you guys those samples. You get one. So if you do 25 plus points a week, put it in here so you guys can copy this. Points a week equals free sample. So, and then as soon as we have those samples in place, then we will get those out to you. But yeah, so I'm super excited to start this. And I think that this is going to be something really fun to be able to start looking in the mirror every single day and asking ourselves, are we doing the right things to move our life and business forward? And if the answer is yes, then these things are going to start compounding. And when they do, I have another company that I'm working with that one of my clients, we actually food journal. Like, you know, we all know food journaling. If you're trying to lose weight, you know, your trainer's going to say, write everything down in a journal and track it all. I don't care if it's even one bite of a marshmallow, like, write it down. It all adds up. And then you can see why you aren't where you want to be at the end of, you know, 90 days or 30 days, or even after 2 weeks, you can really evaluate why you are moving forward or you're not moving forward. So the same thing with this. I have clients that I've had them write down every last thing that they're doing in their business, like every single thing. The second that you start doing activity, write it down. And I want to see what that looks like after 2 weeks. And I think a lot of times in this business, at least for me, I've gone through this many a times. We think about our business and obsess about our business so much, but we don't actually do anything. But the thought process alone in our heads takes up so much space that we actually think we're putting in way more time, energy, and effort than we actually are. So there's so many times where I've written in my journal and I'm like, Jess, you really didn't do anything this week, but you definitely thought about doing a million things this week, but you didn't actually take action at all. And so there is a reason that you didn't get to that goal that you wanted to get to. But in your head, you feel like you know, you've done so much because you're like, oh, I've been thinking about this and this person I need to reach back out to, and oh, I got to get a sample to this person. And because it feels so overwhelming in your brain, you actually genuinely think you did the activity, but you didn't. So I would definitely say, if you take a couple weeks to journal, food journal, but in your business, activity that you are doing, you'll actually get to see a really clear idea of why you are where you are, or you're, you know, kind of moving along and moving things forward, or why you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm actually really not doing a lot of these points. I'm actually really not doing a lot of these high payoff activities. And so I may be twiddling my thumbs and doing a bunch of stuff, but I'm not necessarily doing the stuff that's going to get me somewhere. So that's what I really want to focus in on, is like, you guys are busy humans. You have tons of things going on in your life already. This is a part-time spare time gig that most people in network marketing, this is a 5 to 7 hour max per month per week type of a thing. Some people even less. So if you want to maximize your results in this, you definitely have to maximize your time. And I want to make sure that you're doing the right appropriate activity that's going to help you do that. So that point system, this is going to help move those things along. And if you would like to have a one-on-one call with me where we can hop on after you've, you know, tracked everything that you've been doing for a week or 2 weeks, then I can definitely help kind of see a little bit of blind spots on what you need to move towards and what you need to move away from, you know, when it comes to what activity you're doing to make sure that you're being most effective. So let me know if all of this makes sense, if you guys have any questions or anything, and then I will make sure that you guys get those trackers and a visual of everything as soon as it's done. I'm going to make sure it's in that feed, but let me know if you guys have any questions.
No, it's good.
Awesome.
All good.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, if that's it, then I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I'm just really excited to have something that we can start kind of moving towards as a team. I think this is also going to be really fun to celebrate wins. So if you guys have, you know, moments where you're like, oh my God, I just did like, you know, 30 minutes of the best book. I love this book. It's really, really helping me move everything forward, or this just gave me life today, or whatever. I want to start communicating more in that feed about these points, the things that you're doing, the books that you are reading, if you guys need any recommendations, you know, any type of activity that you're doing. And if you ever have questions, I think the biggest thing that I work on with most people in this industry is wording. So a lot of people are like, I want to reach out to this person, but I don't know what to say. I want to post this, but I don't know exactly how to present it in a way that doesn't sound salesy. Or I want to be organic with the way that I reach back out to this person that I haven't talked to in forever, and they kind of said no to me way back when. What's the best route to go about doing that? Those are the types of questions I would love to help support you guys on as well. So if you guys ever need help on anything like that, please, 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 please reach out to me. I'm going to actually put my number in this chat one more time so you guys have it. And 8065, I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all of the platforms. And then here's my email address as well, JessHaleyCoaching@gmail. Okay, so you guys have my information as well if you have any questions or need any help. But Glenn, if there's anything that I missed, let me know. Or Brenda, if there's anything I missed, let me know.
I just wanted to open up to the floor if anybody had anything they wanted to share, and then we'll close it out.
Hey Jess, I got my little box. I'm all ready to go.
Yes!
Hey, great.
The follow-up box.
I'm going to change all my complicated thing I have to that. Let's see whether that helps.
So I like the clear. It's super like kind of modern and chic.
Yeah.
Some of those boxes are not that cute. That one's actually really fun.
So they're alphabetical, so they just have to change them to numbers.
Perfect.
So I'm going to have to transfer all my customers into that. So let's
okay.
go.
So everybody will see, that's what we were saying. We will see you next Wednesday at 11:30 because Monday is Labor Day in the US. So it's Wednesday at 11:30 Pacific time. I don't know what that means translated.
It's the same time as this. It's just
Wednesday. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
8:30.
Have a great week. Thank you.
You too.
You guys have a wonderful
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.